Thank you for showing me something that I never knew existed.
Oh my gosh, this experience has been out of this world.
Seeing how Jay performs and how he teaches us, it's absolutely become clear that this is what I'm meant to do.
At 19 years old, my first check was $22,000. I remember going into the bank and I was like, I want to cash this. And she goes, you can't cash that. I'm like, I knew it. I knew this wasn't real. And she goes, no, I'm sorry, sweetie. She's like, you have to schedule an appointment. It's a large check. I go, oh, okay. Well, when can I come? She said, just come tomorrow at this time, blah, blah, blah. So I went back and cashed the check. She gave me the money. I went to my car and I smelled it. I felt it. And I was like, man, this is real. Then I walked back into the bank and I said, I want to deposit this. She goes, what? I go, yeah, I bank here. I just wanted to make sure it was real. I'm just a kid. I grew up in the valley, and if there's any level below poor, I was us. Sports was my way out of staying out of trouble. But seeing those nights of my parents struggling and crying, my mom, I don't know how many times I caught her crying, things like that, was where my motivation of being an entrepreneur came from. Some of my closest friends, even family, to this day, don't even know that we were homeless. The town, they knew who I was, knew the old school, and they didn't know that Mora was sleeping in a tent, showering out of a big bucket. And so seeing your little brothers and sisters go through that, your mom go through that was my motivation. We grew up in the valley doing farming. So I've been working since I was about 5 years old, driving tractors and learning all that kind of stuff. But I remember my dad, when I was in high school, he went to the grocery store. They rent those rug doctors, and he rented it and then pretty much stole it. He kept the damn thing and said, hey, go knock doors, tell your teachers, coach, anybody that you can wash their carpets and do their upholstery in their cars and detail their cars. And that's how we survived. He was doing lawns, I was doing upholstery cleaning and carpets. That's how we would afford to live. Finally, his dad, my stepdad, which I don't call him stepdad, it's my pops, he raised me, which is my grandpa, had a rental. But it was not even livable really at the time. They had no windows. But we're like, hey, we'll put plastic on there. We don't care. Better than the tent. And so that was our house. We lived there. And my senior year in high school, I lied and I said I was 18 and I started selling chicken, steak, and seafood door to door. And a buddy got me out of that. He's like, dude, if you could sell steaks, you could sell real estate. And then I got into real estate. Went to college to play football. And that was my thing. Tore my knee. I said, football's done. I'm making money. Dropped out of school. My parents thought I was crazy. They literally didn't talk to me for 4 months. Then I show up with all this money, right, 19 years old. And you know what my mom asked me? Are you selling drugs? I go, no, I'm doing real estate. No way. We know people that do real estate. They don't make that kind of money. I'm like, no, I'm making a lot of money. Started real estate and then I started flipping houses, and I made my first million at 21 years old. I'm a broke kid. I didn't know. I literally got hired and they trained me how to do mortgages, and they says, go do them. And so that's all I did. I just knew how to hustle. In fact, they would make fun of me because they're like, dude, you're going door to door to get real estate deals? Dude, I used to sell steaks, chicken, and seafood door to door, Guess what? I was one of the top producers, I was rookie of the year my first year. I wasn't sitting behind a desk waiting for it, So that's what separated me from a lot of others. But backing it up in 2005, when I'm doing a lot of mortgages, I also ran into a lot of people that had bad credit, and I can help other people buy homes. And so we had people coming in our office like, oh, I fixed credit. And I'm like, dude, I won't send you my clients yet. You gotta, why don't you practice on me? Now, my parents never taught me about financial education, anything. We didn't know about credit. We didn't know about investments. In fact, my parents ruined my credit. There was light bills and utility bills in my name that went bad. So I told these guys, hey, try on my credit first. Sure enough, they didn't do it. They took my money. And literally, I was scammed, close to $10,000. Finally, I got fed up. I said, I'm going to try to find someone that's close to me. A buddy I went to school with became an attorney. And I said, if you could figure out the legalities, dude, I could sell a bunch of real estate. So he did. So I actually launched a credit repair company back in 2005. Been doing it ever since then. In 2006, we went nationwide, and we have fixed thousands of credit reports and literally changed lives, because once your credit's fixed, you could buy a home, which was the ultimate goal. You could buy a car, even get a job. That service became an amazing opportunity to change people's lives, which which is something that's near and dear to my heart, is really helping people. Now, I'm not a perfect person. I've made mistakes. I think that's what makes me a better coach and businessman today. I mean, who do you want to learn from? Someone that's just had fed a silver spoon and just handed $1 million? Or you want to learn from someone that's been in the trenches and has been through all of it? And now the people that I coach and that I help become successful in real estate and different businesses, I keep it real. I tell them how it is. Because as the owner, you have to take the fall for anything. There was people that gave my company money. I didn't even know who they were. But I got to take the responsibility as the owner. So I came on social media and said, hey, if there's anybody out there that I owe a service to or my company took your money, please come forward, contact me. Here's my email, phone number. I want to make it right because that's not the person I am. Next is how many lives can I help and how many can I change? That's really my ultimate goal, is to help people and teach them what I didn't know. I'm sure there's a family out there right now. How can I make extra money? There's a family out there that can't pay their rent right now or pay their car payment. I know what that feels like. I want to show them there's a different way. Even if you got a couple bucks or bigger bucks, I want to help those people. Well, we're going to be launching an online academy. Okay, it's called Life University. I just came up with it because I want to change people's lives. Because again, when I'm growing up, no one taught me about credit. I didn't even know how to buy a car. I didn't know how to lease an apartment, rent, buy, nothing. I didn't know none of this stuff. But I'm a kid that grew up in the hood, broke, living in a tent junior year. I mean, come on. But we should know about those things. You got to know about those things. If you want to be wealthy and in any success, you got to know these things. And that's what Life University is going to do. It's going to teach you all the things that schools don't teach. I was traveling one time. I was in this big seminar. I think there was over 100 people. I was teaching them how to trade. And this guy said, I took a live trade right there live in person, and people just see me make all this money. And then I said, any questions, guys? And the guy said, yeah, if you make all this money, you just showed us on your laptop. Like, why waste teaching people? Why wouldn't you just sit at home or on the beach and do this yourself? I mean, whatever kind of coach you are, the enjoyment, I think, comes like seeing the kid or the person catch on. I used to be a football coach too. And you see your team win, you're like, man. Or you see a kid lay another kid out, you're like, I taught him that. I told him to go low, stay low. I mean, there's so much joy. You're like a proud parent. I think all coaches live through the kids. They live through who they're coaching. My students, when I coach, when I teach them, I mean, sports is one thing, but when you could teach someone how to make money, talk about an adrenaline, like talk about a whole different feeling. When they come to you, I have videos and testimonies of people all around the country, even the world, where I taught them online how to trade, and them thanking me, say, because of you, you changed my life. And because of you, I can afford my mortgage. Because of you, we bought our first home. Because of you, we can afford our son's college now, our daughter's college, right? I mean, I had one lady, she cried. I cried when I seen the video. And she couldn't afford her own medication. Now, these are meds she needed. Like, they were necessities. And she couldn't afford it. She wasn't making enough money. And by teaching her how to trade from home, she could afford her meds. The lady wasn't trying to buy a Bentley. She was trying to live. There ain't no better than feeling that as a coach. This lady was like, I just want to make extra money to live. And to me, that's the enjoyment I get out of coaching. That's what I look forward on launching this platform, and that we reach people out there. First of all, Life University is Christian-based. It's hope for people. People need hope. They need help. Anybody can join for free. Are they going to hear God's word? Yeah, they'll see messages and things like that. But it's going to be a positive environment. But we're wanting to help folks.